I have these doors in my house, and I call them serial killer doors. Here's why. One day, a cable guy came to my house. He didn't knock on the door or anything, and he just started working on the cable box. Uh, when I opened the garage door, he popped out of nowhere and was like, "Hey, I'm working on your cable box." Um, before that, I didn't see or hear him. If he didn't show himself, I would have never known he was there because he was like in a little corner by himself. Um, and that made me think, like, he could have murdered me if he wanted to. He could have just broken the lock because he probably has a tool that would help him break a lock, walked around the house into these two doors and just, got in the house and murdered me. Normal stuff, right? And a cable guy, he has the access to do that. Um, and no one would ever expect him because he's always in the neighborhood and he has deniability, right? He probably sees which house is for sale and checks the doors by going to the open house. Um, and he's looking for those serial killer doors, those doors that he can break and get into the house easily. And then once the house is sold, he he breaks something in the cable box and then he pretends to go and fix it for deniability. But what he's actually doing is, um, trying to gain access to the house. So he has his toolbox for his job, right? And if anyone questions him or what he's doing, he can just say like, "Oh, I'm fixing this cable box," right? And no one's gonna say like, "Oh, that's weird," because he has his truck and he has his tools and he's in uniform, right? So yeah. So once he's there, he goes for his kill. Um, and the method that he uses is a method that can keep him clean because if he were to get, you know, someone else's DNA on him, when he goes to the next neighborhood, that would look weird, like blood on his pants. That would be very suspicious, right? So that would blow his cover. So yeah, that's uh, that's how a cable guy would be a serial killer. He'd use his jobs and he'd use open houses to let himself gain access to people's houses.